how naming, numbering, and registration create a soul-binding agreement with the system. From the moment you're born, the world begins to file you. First comes the name, then the number, then the certificate. It all seems harmless, routine, legal. But what no one tells you is this: the birth certificate is not just a record of life. It is a spiritual commercial contract. It's the first time your soul is entered into a system that doesn't recognize your sovereignty, only your status as property. And the signature that seals this bond? It's not yours. It's theirs, the system's. And that's exactly how it was designed. Let's take this apart. When a baby is born in most Western countries, the hospital or midwife files a birth certificate, usually within 24 to 72 hours. This document is then used to create a legal fiction, the all-capitalized name, John Doe. Not John of the House of Doe, not John the soul, but a corporate entity, a paper person. This entity, also called a straw man in sovereignty circles, becomes the version of you that interacts with banks, courts, taxes, insurance, and government. But spiritually, this filing is more than paperwork. It's the formal registration of your soul's existence into a commerce-based reality, tied to maritime law and property systems that most people have no idea exist. In ancient cultures, to name someone was to bless them. To write their name in stone or ink was a sacred act, done with prayer, with guardians present, and often after a delay. But now, the name is entered into a database before the soul has even fully anchored in the body. Before the first rites have been performed. Before the child has even had a proper bath. That name, paired with a date, place, and footprint, becomes the foundation of an identity contract. And this contract, while presented as a neutral life record, is actually a declaration of ownership. You are no longer just a human. You are now a registered asset. This is why birth certificates are often printed on bond paper, the same kind used for financial instruments. Why they are assigned a QSIP number, a tracking code normally used for securities. Why they are stored in vaults, accessed by government institutions, and in some cases, even traded against by central banking systems. It sounds extreme until you look at the paperwork with new eyes and realize this isn't about identity. This is about conversion. Your body has been entered into a game you didn't agree to play. And here's where it gets spiritual. When your name is registered, you become traceable in the energetic grid. You become visible to the system, not just physically, but vibrationally. You are called by a frequency you did not choose, tied to an identity you didn't consciously agree to, and filed into a matrix of rules, numbers, and laws that do not serve your soul. In many traditions, this kind of naming without consent would be considered a curse, a binding, a spell, a spiritual hijack. And yet, it happens to almost every single person on Earth. This is the true ritual of birth in modern times. The child is born, the blood is taken, the name is given, and the registration is filed, all within days. It's not just bureaucratic, it's ceremonial. But the ceremony is designed to serve the state, not the soul. So what can be done? If you are expecting a child, you have options. In some regions, you can delay filing. You can choose not to register. You can give your child a spiritual name in private before any paperwork is ever signed. You can protect the field. If you must file a certificate, you can still perform a counter ceremony. One that says, this name belongs to the system, but the soul belongs to God. You can teach your child the difference between their legal identity and their true spiritual name. If you were already registered, if your name was signed over without consent, you can still revoke the energetic bond. Sit in silence. Call in your own authority. Speak aloud. I revoke any and all agreements made in my name without my conscious will. I dissolve any energetic contracts formed through registration, numbering, or legal fiction. My name is not a product. My soul is not for trade. I am not the paper. I am not the number. I am the living, breathing expression of divine truth. I walk free. This is not legal advice. This is spiritual clarity. Because your name on a piece of paper doesn't define your path. It only defines the version of you the system wants to track. You are not the straw man. You are not the barcode. You are not the file. You are the field, the breath, the voice behind the name. And once you see the contract, you get to decide whether to keep it. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Soul Series, where we go beyond the surface of self-help, beyond the noise of the mind, and straight to the intelligence of the soul. This is not a motivational series. This is a remembrance, a return to the part of you that never forgot why you came here, even when the world tried to make you forget. If you've been searching for your purpose, your clarity, your power, not just on paper, but on a soul level, this is the series that delivers it. We're not playing small here. This is spiritual science meets divine design, a roadmap for awakening, alignment, and mission. Here's what's inside. Soul Game. Discover your purpose by design. Life is not random. It's a map, and your soul came in with a blueprint. In this module, we dive deep into the soul's architecture, why you're here, what you're built for, and how to stop surviving and start living by design. This isn't a guessing game. It's your coded mission. Soul surgery, the work of iconic soul surgeons. You've heard of heart surgery. But soul surgery? That's legacy work. This session explores the sacred role of soul surgeons, those who guide others through identity death and spiritual rebirth. We break down how true soul-level transformation happens and why it's the most powerful healing work on earth. Soul portals, life, death, and iconic transitional moments. Every soul enters and exits through a portal, but most people miss it. This module teaches you how to recognize soul portals, births, deaths, awakenings, relationship ruptures, and treat them as sacred rituals, not random chaos. This is where real magic lives. In the thresholds, miracles are real. You've been trained to believe in logic, but the soul operates through synchronicity, serendipity, and sudden shifts. This lesson rewires your mind to expect the impossible, because when your soul is aligned, the universe responds. We break down real miracles, real patterns, and how to become a magnet for the miraculous. Right sight, perception, and reality. The world you see is not the only world there is. This powerful teaching dives into the mechanics of spiritual perception, how your lens creates your life. You'll learn how to reprogram your sight to align with truth, not trauma. Because when you see clearly, you create cleanly. In-tune soul, sensory intelligence, and inner feedback systems. Your soul is always speaking. The problem is, most people have been trained to ignore it. In this module, we decode the human feedback systems, the energetic chills, the gut pulls, the emotional radar that lets you know what's true. You'll learn how to tune in with surgical precision and follow your soul in real time. This isn't spiritual fluff. This is soul-level precision training for the modern mystic. Whether you're in a rebirth, a dark night, or finally ready to step into what you really came here to do, the Soul series will take you there. This is the map for the ones who were never meant to fit in, because they were meant to lead. If you've been waiting for your signal, this is it. The Soul series is open now. Your soul remembers. Now it's your time to remember too. Let's move.